Welcome, welcome. We have a very choshev guest. My official from the official Gemara. We have one over here even. Yishkoyach. This is him. Long time no see. Yishkoyach. So what? There's a gift. Rebbetzin to Rebbetzin. Shkoyach. And this is Rebbe to Rebbe. So I'm supposed to open it up now. First read the card. L'chvoid Moiri v'Rabbi Reb Eli Shlita. It says your wife's name here also. So it's a Dear Reb Eli, I've had the schus to learn the daf consistently and daily for approximately the last 2 years. Yes? Hello, you're going to have to read it. Your business partner, Benzi Friedman, who I finally met in Morocco. Please use this, I skipped some words. Please use this traveling pitum ktoiris to daven at Benzi.
It says traveling because the cheetah guy bought you a big one.
Oh.
You're like, what? So this is for traveling.
Yeah. I'm very into the traveling things now. Especially now, we have to do more trips now. Yarabat Satayra. What does it say here? Make the business success. No, you read it.
I've had the schus to learn the daf.
That's the problem because it's in English.
Consistently and daily for approximately past 2 years, you constantly mention your business partner, Benji Friedman, who I finally met in Morocco. Please use this traveling between Torahs to daven that Benji's hard work and your Habatis Torah should make the business successful beyond, so the MDY can continue every single yomi.
Oh, Yishkoya. Once you're here, so now I open it up.
I can open it, yeah.
Oh wow, this is cool. This is cool. Cheetah man, step aside for a second. Sorry. Look at this. This is Meshuggah. See, am I allowed to use it on a daily basis or only? Oh no! Wow.
You drink from the cup, then you can.
Oh wow! This is not normal. Check this out. The problem, I don't know if Benzi's doing the daf right now. He's behind a few daf, so you might not see this video. So now what? Now the next one.
You have to get the next one are glasses.
This is beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't matter which one is what. Second card. It's in English also? It's a baya. Dear Benzi, I've heard Rebbe mention your name for about 2 years. I finally got to meet the partner who does the actual work in Morocco. So that Rebbe could be Marbitz Torah L'Rabbi. Hashem should give you tons of health so that and wealth, so that the partnership shall continue this way. What? This way?
This way. I'm working and you're not.
Okay. Oh, this way. Use the Pidum Torahs as an added zgula. With honor, my official air. You read it. Let's see if you guys can read this English. Okay, weiter. But I need the letter back. I can give it to him. Yishkoyach Gadol Moed. Unbelievable.
Very good.
MDY also bought you a gift, but we can't give it to you right now. Hold on. Maybe not as nice as this one, but okay. This is choshev. Where are we?
It's over there, yeah.
Yeah, we're both here. It's crazy. Okay.
Which one is a better accept?
Where do you put it? Let's see if I could hang it somewhere. Oh, necklace. It's a new zach. Listen, if you got me a Sefer Torah this size, I'd wear it. I would wear it also.
Wait, one at a time.
Start. Subject: take my money. Oh, yeah, that's. But hold on, we got to take it out of the box. Heritage silver. Okay, fine. No, I want to see what it was. You mentioned a while back that the reason you do trips with the big donors of MDY was out of gratitude to them, since without them, you'd have to do a raise, charity. Personally, I think everyone who does the shir should give monthly if they can, since it's more beneficial to us. I believe it was Makis where we learned that 1,000 witnesses, okay, he has some Torah over here, but by not pushing the MDY monthlies, lots of us are losing out. He has a time on me by not pushing it. I personally give $27.11 a month on autopay to pay for $1 per daf, I think he means.
1 cent per daf.
It's 1 cent per daf. Why is it 1 cent per daf? Oh. Every month he's paying for 1 cent. He says per daf. I didn't understand what he was saying. I got it. 27.11 Givaldic to pay for 1 cent per daf each day. Each Daf Yomi cycle will equal 90 cents per daf. This was about a year ago when you were pushing it. So in my opinion, push the monthlies every day. I think by turning the daf as you used to, regardless of whether MDY's budget is fully covered, I can't see a push needing more than 8 to 10 seconds a day. Maybe add that every 27.11 donation gets you a ticket into MDY sponsor. Of course, it's his amount. If you give his amount, you get a ticket into MDY sponsored trip. You come to the next Morocco trip. Besides the fact that it may encourage more donations, it also has the added benefit for the guys who feel bad that only the big donors go and not them. And that's exactly why we're going to, we opened it up. Last year I went to Austria, I didn't tell anybody. This year I'm going to Austria, I'm telling you everybody. Why? Not because Eli Stefansky is making money on this, because of this taina. People said, oh, you only go with the big donors. I'm going on a trip. You can come, you can be mishtatev. I have nothing to do with it, but we could be there. We could fabring, v'chulu v'chulu. Oh, once I mentioned that. Okay, we'll mention that later. Having said that, remind me, because a guy got an Airbnb right next to the hotel. And he comes to me and says, listen, I called up the hotel. They said they're not going to let me in for the shir. I said, of course they're not going to let you in. What are you doing? Just go with it. Okay, fine. So, and then there was a whole group from England. They called me up, or the guy left me a message yesterday. Can they get an Airbnb next to would they let? I said they told our guy Weil, the guy in charge of the satellite location in Israel, that they're not going to let him in. The whole point was, okay, fine. But if they could give, having said that, winners who gave less than $1,000 within the year, but were selected as raffle winners, would represent the rest of the donors. It does feel odd seeing the videos of just the big donors with you. It feels like MDY has different classes. Keyword, feels like. Also, ever since I subscribed to the monthly, I'm much less, listen to this, this I never heard. This was a chiddush. Ever since I subscribed to the monthly, I'm much less inclined to drop out of the shir. I mean, I pay for this. I want every cent worth it. Many times I've gone through days when I dropped out, but I'm not leaving something that costs me money. I also get, we should start charging everybody now. I also get to kvetch anytime MDY spends on something I think was a waste. I can't believe this was my hard-earned money. And there's a certain unexplainable geschmack feeling when you're titled to kvetch. If you read this, please keep my name out of the email. No, I'm not sending you this email, Reb Nachman.
I didn't ask for it.
Okay.
One share in Amazon.
I want to say that it's very clear that everything the Rav does, okay, I'm going to skip this is too much gaiva. Reb David Abramchik. This past Friday I told a story, but ask Mechila, you told it wrong. I'm the son of the Shoichet. What happened is, he came to New York from Shanghai after the Holocaust and had a position in New York, but could not pick up the language and became a Shoichet because he said in Yiddish, is best as a Shechten Behemoth, is Shechten Kinder. He became a Rebbe and then said that, which makes no sense. You said he became a Rebbe and then said that, which makes no sense. My version is direct from my father's mouth. It's a shechten behemoth, it's a shechten kinder. Both stories are 100% emes. Mine is a maisa sheyachaliyos. His is a maisa shaya. Somebody sent me this, a Stefansky plate from New Jersey. Look at this store. It's a Gavaldic store.
Da war es ein Kick zu nur in Yossi ist unbelievable. Kann du essen, dann umsetzen, außer der MDY Sheet. Wow. Tony, you go to the MDY Sheet?
Every day, 7 a.m. I turn around the TV.
Let's hear good. Oh, you turn. Let's hear good morning, Rabbi Sai.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai.
One of the better ones. Tony, amazing. Imamish, steig away, Tony. This is a video of the place we're going to from Mamish, that the hotel location, San Antonio. Whoever wants to come, the Olam is invited. We're asking the Gvirim not to come. This is yesterday, video taken yesterday. You'll see the area of the hotel in a second. The camera pans out to the hotel. Itzik Leib, yeah, he's there right now. The guy from the status. That's it, right over there in that valley is the hotel. Yeah. That's the walk. You go on Shabbos, yeah. This is a guy doing the daf. I don't know with us or not us, it's not important. He's learning Torah during. Yesterday there's a Hafganot here in Eretz Yisrael, and he couldn't get into Yerushalayim or outside Yerushalayim, so he pulls his car over and learns Torah. Rabbi Sai, I get to say it with him live. The official edition MDY Shas, the Masechta, sponsored by Zevin Yael Sholof. Official edition MDY Shas, Daf Lamed Gimel, Dave Sharfman. 1,400 days in MDY. Today's his birthday, a birthday milestone. In honor of my wife and family for the endless support day after day, times 2. He's here in the morning. He learns the daf again, and he's here in the evening and does a phenomenal job on the cameras at night. Mazel tov. Wow. We should have sponsored you, not you. Okay. The Masechta, the Shir, the Masechta sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Mori Shmuel Baruch Ben Chaim Tzvi Dov Zichron Levracha. The Palchik Family Foundation and gratitude to the consortium and the alliance and all they do to support MDY. Anonymous Aslach Baruch Zuvagashmis, and thank you to Chief Benny. Anonymous for complete refuah shleim and arichas yom talei bas Esther. Benjamin and Daniel Rosenfeld, Brius v'simcha. Monthly sponsor Ari Simon refuah shleim Avi Mori Baruch Ben Miriam, Benjamin and Daniel Rosenfeld, Parnasi b'Shefa. Anonymous Shefa refuah shleima for Rebbe Yerucham Ben Yehudis and Avram Shai Ben Slavet Dvora. Amen. The Spanish year sponsors wishing them the wife family continue atzloch and siyat d'shmaya. Anonymous Hoydul Hashem kitov kilom chazdoi. By Robert Early, Preston Harris Group Recruitment, make money from the shir, give back to the shir. By Yomi Shoner, learning from Robert Early, with gratitude to Hashem for everything. Co-sponsors HWK Ventures, in the schus for success of all our clients, and by Benjamin and Danielle Rosenfeld, Bracha Beparnasa. Daily sponsors, Anonymous, in memory of Hillel Lewis Fald, all of us Shalom on his first yahrzeit. Hillel Ben Yol Yaakov Olav Shalom. Marshall Picker, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Barry and Robin Picker, Mazel Tov. Anonymous, for finding a shidduch for Fegisara Bas Pesel Slava. My friends from the Five Towns, Shlomo and Adina Reich, they do this, a new thing, a new concept. They didn't ask me to speak about it b'chlal, but I know it's them, so I'm going to mention it. I see it in the Mishpacha, in Ami. They have something out of the box where they have a room of men and a room of women, and there's shatchanim in the middle, and they just made 2 shidduchim this week. I saw it said Mazel Tov twice, so Mazel Tov to them. It's a new, what is it called? Shidduch Lounge. Shidduch Lounge, thank you, Shidduch Lounge.
Out of the box.
It is out of the box, that's not what they called it. That's the name of your book about. Yossi Michal Rubenstein, Lirishmas Avi Moir Reb Chaim Kalman Ben Reb Doiv Rubenstein Zichron Levracha, Zayin Steven Toshim Samach Zayin, Yehuda Green for the merit of a good annual survey with the DOH nursing home thing. Amen. Mark Meisler for Shlema for Shoshana Bracha Bas Sarah Rezel and a shidduch for her and Esther Miriam. Amen. Full sponsor said Hill Ben father's name.
Yeah, all the Shalom. All the Shalom.
I said something wrong?
No.
So why is he saying? He said something on the.
He's saying in the English, he says all the Shalom.
Right, fine.
Okay. I see what he's saying. Okay. Where am I holding now? Now I'm confused.
No, you're here.
Kinnovations LLC as this chus v'akiva simcha ben feiga and Rivki Yehuda's bas yafachayo. When I say that, the Olam can have big kavana for both. As this chus v'akiva simcha ben feiga is my son, and Rivka Yehuda's bas yafachayo is somebody that everybody knows his daughter for shidduch bekarov. MDY Art. Refuah Shleima Yonatan Eitan Ben Basheva Bracha. Did anybody go visit him yesterday? Telling you. You did? Thank you.
I came right after you on Sunday.
Shkoyach. It's a big mitzvah now. Refuah Shleima Mordechai Ben Esther. Refuah Hayela Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther. Rabbi Isai, we have an amazing daf. I was in heaven yesterday. Mamish. The sugyas, the svaras. You got to be with me. It's gonna be amazing. Be'emes. Geschmacky stuff that just things that we never thought about. Some of the things we're going to talk about is Chachamim gave us a special tumah. Shalom Aleichem all the way in the back. What's your name? You look like a new person here.
I live in the 5,000. My name is Shlomo.
Shlomo. Shalom Aleichem. Shlomo from the 5 towns. Oh, I just mentioned Shlomo from the 5 towns.
Somebody, my daughter lives around.
Oh, well, everybody's daughter or sister lives in Ramat Bet Shemesh. Is this? You speak to anybody around the world? My daughter lives there. Okay. Rabbi Yisai, your hands have tumah. Even today, they have a little tumah. That's why we wash our hands before we eat bread, based on these sugyas over here. Your hands, I'm going to tell you what they are. In tumah, it starts from the worst of the worst. Avi Avaysa tumah, a dead person. The next level, and it always goes down. It steps one step down. A rat, a dead rat, is avatuma. A rat that touches a person becomes what? Drops one thing below avatuma, becomes a rishon. Now, if a rishon touches something else, it becomes a sheni. Hands have a halacha of sheni. Only with the Rabbanan. Rabbanan said you're a sheni. Now, how much damage could a sheni do? Sheni can't do that much damage. It can only damage something that's super sensitive. Something strong, like an apple, like regular food, chullin, it can't do anything to it. It can't penetrate chullin. What could it damage? Truma, kachim. Okay. Here's an interesting question. What if a person, we could show the chart if you want. This is the chart of Yavaysa Tumah, this Avatuma, drops, keeps on dropping down, Rishon, Sheni, Shlishi. The more Kedusha something has, the more sensitive it is. So Meiser Sheni has Kedusha, but less than Truma. Truma has Kedusha, but less than Kachim. Kachim has Kedusha, less than Paraduma. We never even speak about Paraduma, but we threw it on the list. We're not even going to speak about it today. It's not even in the video. I have a beautiful video to show this concept again. So, if you have hands that you didn't wash, they're sheni, and they touch Meiser Sheni. Meiser Sheni, what's Meiser Sheni? Every time you have fruit, you give a little bit to the Kayin, a little bit to the Levi, and a little bit to yourself. And you bring it to your Shleim. Let's say you touch the fruit with your non-tar hands. What happens to the fruit? Huh? Anybody want to take a guess? It's sheni. Does the fruit become a shlishi? It already, it's mukhshel kabel tuma. Obviously, it's mukhshel kabel tuma. I'm saying, does it have enough power to penetrate a meiser sheni? So we're going to see in the Gemara. Also, a guy went to the mikveh. He's completely tar, and sticks his hands into a house of tzaras. Does his body become tamei? Do his hands become tamei? Is it possible for his hands to become tummy without his body becoming tummy? Is there such a thing? All these interesting things, but much, much more. You're going to see, we're starting off with unbelievable svaras on the first few lines. So holding my gufa. What do we have yesterday? We had yesterday a svara from Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish says, since the trachea, the breathing pipe, I got to remind the Olam. I never told the Olam. With MDY style, we go from minute to minute. Tonight, it's a big news. Tonight, in the hall next door, we're shechting a sheep, and we're taking it apart for 3 hours straight, going through part by part, piece by piece tonight. At 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tonight. It's a 3-hour deal. It's 20 shekel per person just to keep out the Erev Rav. No, the noodles. No, that's when you had your earphones, but I said 20. And we're getting, what happened is the guy that wrote Sichas Chullin, the Sefer on Chullin, the big giant brown Sefer, Eli Stefansky is coming up in 8-9 days. He did it last time, he did a phenomenal job. He's considered top in the world. He's leaving for a month, and we just found out. So we want to get him quickly. It's going to be videoed, and then we're going to have a photographer, the whole thing, so that we can use these pictures and these ideas. Remember what the stomach, the 4 parts of the stomach, what the brain, the kidneys, the fat on top of the kidneys, the useris, all these things. Everybody's invited, if you have the stomach for it. The shechita part is going to be outside. Yeah, it's got to be outside. The shechita part you don't really have to see if you're not into it. The rest is very, very cool. Smells a little bit. I got to remind the Olam, it does have a certain... yeah, like in Morocco, just come with the mint. Okay, Rabbi Yisai, so this is just reminding me. We're going to see these live. You're going to see the kana live. You're going to see the lungs. We all know, unless you live under a rock, that the trachea is connected to the lungs. That's how an animal breathes. So it says Rish Lakish, a chiddush, not a chiddush, he holds that if you cut the kana, if you cut the trachea, then it's basically as if you take the trachea out of the body. It's not relevant anymore. And since it's not relevant anymore, then whatever is attached to it, the lungs are not relevant in terms of treifa. You can't puncture the lung once the trachea is removed from the body. Once you shech the trachea, it's considered halachically as if you removed it. It's not even there. So whatever's connected to it down the line is not there. It's dead. It's out of the body. It's in a box. So if it's in a box, you take a screwdriver, start poking it. You can't make an animal treifa. You can't render this animal treifa once you shech the kana, he says. Now what if you puncture the kishka at this point? The kishka is not connected to the trachea. It's connected to the esophagus, to the eating tube. So if you puncture the kishka after you shecht the trachea, l'chayra, it should be a treifa. You just made a treifa because it is connected in the body. If you shecht the kana, then it's removed as if it's removed, and then you puncture the lung, kosher. I went on a tangent last night, so I'll go on a mini tangent today, just as a reminder, as a public service announcement. Me personally, and a lot of Americans also, are very anti-smoking. It's a thing here in Israel by younger Bachrim. You see a lot of young kids, 14, 15, smoking, and it's a whole thing. I'll tell the Olam that a crazy story that I heard. First of all, I myself went in with my father-in-law many times. I'm very curious to see surgeries, and being that he's top in the world in that area, so I went with him, and I saw many people, young people, in their 20s, with lung cancer from smoking, people that smoke, a lot of esophagus cancer, and a lot of cancers that he dealt with. People that had, my father-in-law invented even like a different device for speaking through, like a whole, back in the day, so he would install these machines, I don't want to point, on the neck. People would talk through their neck. They would communicate through their neck. Young people, just from smoking. And vaping is the same thing. It's dangerous, and it's very dangerous. And a lot of people, you talk to them, and they're in denial. Nah, me, mapatam. I just went, I got a checkup. My lungs are newer than new. They're better than new. My lungs are stronger. My grandfather, he lived to 97. He smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. Oh, you hear the shtusim. I want to tell you a crazy ma'isa. Moshe Sternbuch says he knows a gadol b'Torah that went to a doctor, and the doctor told him, Rabid, you smoke too much. The lungs are gone. 30 days max. That's all you have, 30 days. Says Moshe Sternbuch, this guy went and took 10 people. And he told them, he says, I feel like I committed suicide. I was ma'abed atzmi l'das, I was over Issa D'Oraisa. a terrible thing, committing suicide. So I want to ask Mechila from the Rebbeinu Shalom in front of 10 people. I want to do tshuva in front of 10 people. I don't know how to do it, but I feel that it's my fault. I was told not to smoke and I didn't listen. That's committing suicide. Deliberate committed suicide. That's all I have to say about lungs. Maybe, I know it's difficult for people that smoke, but if one person takes this advice and stops because of this, it was kedai. Says the Gemara, I know a lot of people looking at me like, what are you talking about? But no, there's people that vape. People vape inside the shear also. It's not good. But it's a problem. It's a bad habit. And listen to what the guy said. The guy said, Ma'abed atzmi l'das. Mazgel Reb Zera. This whole thing only makes sense with a lung that's connected because the lung is connected to the trachea, to the breathing tube. But if somebody takes a screwdriver and punctures the kishka after he shechted and cut the trachea, they're not connected. And Memela, what will happen by puncturing the kishka? You rendered it a treifa. You can't eat this animal. A big nafkamina. If the kishka is outside of the body, halachically, so you take a screwdriver, you cut it up into pieces, it doesn't matter. You didn't make the animal treifa. But if the kishka is part of the animal, and you made a hole in it, even though you shechted one out of the two simanim, you made it a treifa. So Reb Zera says, I don't like what you said. No, not true. And then the Gemara is going to say, maybe Reb Zera took it back. And the Gemara says, well, maybe no. Maybe Reb Zera is just talking to Rava. He made a point to Rava, but he didn't take it back. So let's see. Says Reb Zera, Ma'askal Reb Zera, Ma'acha shenol nebasimon treifa, hitarta, Mali bereya, Mali b'nei ma'ayim. Says Reb Zera, this animal is half dead. What does half dead mean? In order to kill an animal halachically, you have to cut two simanim. So he killed one siman, he cut one siman, he killed 50% of the animal. You killed 50% of the animal. So now you cannot make a treifa in a 50% dead animal. If the animal is 100% dead, could you make a hole in its heart and say, oh, I made it a treifa? No, it's 100% dead. So too, if it's 50%. What's the difference if I disconnect the trachea and I can no longer puncture the lung because that part is dead? So if that part is dead, the whole animal is dead. 50% is dead. Halachically, it should be dead. And once the animal is dead in any area of the body, so too the kishka. Reb Zera took that back. The boy Reb Zera, nikvu b'nei ma'ayim bein simin l'simin mayil. Listen to this. I'm telling you, this is so geschmack today, but you got to pay attention. You have two simonim. You have the breathing pipe and the eating pipe, the trachea and the esophagus. When a person shechs an animal, a regular animal, what does he accomplish by the shechita? He accomplishes two things. What are the two things he accomplishes? Rabbi say, you could eat it, and what else? And it's no longer an nevela. Two things. He removes the tumah of nevela, which a cow that just drops dead is a nevela. So he was successful in removing the tumah, and he also allows you to eat it. Listen to this. Maridik Svara. When I shecht the first siman, nothing's wrong with the animal. So the first siman that I shechted, the kana, I accomplished two things through that. 50% of two things. I'm on the way of accomplishing two things. I could eat it, no tumah. But all of a sudden, in slow motion, somebody punctures the kishka. Boom! It becomes a treifa. And then I continue and I shecht the esophagus. What does the esophagus accomplish now? At most, that there shouldn't be tumah. You can't eat this animal anymore. This animal has a punctured kishka. Yeah? She can never eat it. It's a treifa. It has the punctured kishka before you finish the shechita. So you can't eat it. At most it could do, remove the tumah. Can you combine two things that are very different? Why? The first siman accomplished two things. The second siman accomplishes one thing. 1 and 2 don't go together. That's the Gemara Shaila. You hear this? So, says the Gemara, Nikvu b'nei ma'ayin. The kishka got punctured and the animal became treif, bein simon l'simin, in between shechting the trachea and the esophagus. Mao. B'mitztari of simin rishon, the simin shein, and the tire medina ve'leloi. Could I say, oh, but at the end of the day there was a good shechita and therefore it's not an avela? Or no, you can't combine things that are very different. One has two outcomes. It removed the isser of eating, you're allowed to eat it, and the tumah. And the other one only accomplished tumah, so they don't go together. I'm reading love. Oh, Rabbi, so we're going to a whole other sugya now. So if you're spacing out until now, brand new and gishmak. We have something called a ben pekuah. It's always a fascinating sugya. When a cow has a fetus inside, and you shech the mother. So you don't have to shecht. I spared you the pictures. Rabbi Avram Weissfish sent me real pictures of them opening up a thing and finding a ben pekuah. Maybe we'll be lucky tonight. Who knows? It happened. No, it happened to him.
Really?
Yeah. He opened up a sheep and there was a ben pekuah inside. Live demonstration. Obviously, it has to be a female. So we'll ask him. So you open it up. And there's a baby, and the baby gets up and starts running away. So halachically, you don't have to shech the baby. You can take a bat, hit it over the head, and eat it. Because the shechita of the mother covers the baby. What if the baby extends its hand outside of the mother's body, and then you shecht it? So obviously you can't eat that foot that came out, because it wasn't inside the mother's body. But it's not an avela. Not an avela. Because the shechit of the mother covers that. What if it extends, listen to that, I'm telling you, it's geshmak stuff today. What if it extends its foot in between the two simanim? Shech siman 1, and then it sticks its hand out, and then siman 2. So that's the same exact question that we just asked. Since siman 1 accomplishes more than siman 2, so maybe they don't combine together. The different type, now they're different. Before we said it accomplishes two things versus one thing, so maybe they don't combine. Over here also, the first siman, what does it accomplish? I love this gift. I'm thinking about it, the middle thing. It's crazy. Wow. What? It is a cool gift. So, it's crazy that I thought about it in the share, but it's sitting right in front of me. I noticed in the side of my, put it away. So, is me mitzaref that I skipped the boil for hoitzi ubis bein similar simin mahu between the two simonim it stuck out, extended its head. Me mitzaref simin rishon simin shein the tara within the beiloi loy. Can I say, well, I continued shechting, I got a second simin in there, so it's no longer an avela, even though it stuck his hand out afterwards? Or no. Why not? Because the first simin allows me to eat the entire fetus. The second siman doesn't allow me to eat the fetus. So mela, the different type of simanim, they do different things. So it's a very similar question. But what's the Gemara's point here? Here's the Gemara's point. Atkan lo yiboilei, Reb Zera didn't ask a question whether I could combine the two simanim, yes, no, ela tarim de nevela. It was one question, can this animal have tumor or not? But this animal is 100% asatid. Why is it asatid, Rabbi Isai? Because it became a treifa. You told me that Reb Zera holds that once this animal is starting to die, we'll call it 50% dead. Why is it 50% dead? Because you caught one of the simanim. If you caught one of the simanim, you no longer can make any of the vital organs a treifa. You can't poke it in the lungs. You can't poke it even if you do, it's not going to do anything. Why? Because you cannot make a dead animal a treifa. And since this animal is 50% dead, you can't make it a treifa. That's what we said in Reb Zera. All of a sudden now you're telling me that Reb Zera asked the question, does this animal give tumah? But of course he understood that it's treif, even though the treif happened when? Between the two simanim. So you see that he regretted it, that it could become treif even after you cut the first siman. Who told you Reb Zera took it back? Maybe Reb Zera holds that you can't make anything treif. You can't make anything treif once you start cutting the trachea. Why? Because the animal is considered dead. What he was asking was only according to Rava. He himself, his personal shita, he holds that once an animal starts dying, you can't make it a treifa. But he was asking, what would Rava hold in such a case? End of the sugya, Rabbi say, if it was too much for you, end of the sugya, we got another sugya, even better. Mamish Moirdik now. But I want to pause for a second. There's a proud Daf Yomi wife that sent me many emails that her husband loves the daf and her kids love the daf, and it's his birthday today. His name is David Chai. So mazel tov to David Chai. But don't get ideas if you send me many emails. I'll say this. She's the Chana. Chana is the one thing. Okay. Omar Ravacha, listen to this halacha. You're not going to believe this halacha. Listen to this. Rabbi said, check this out. Let me be makdim like this. Huh? You asking what the last name is? What? Gold. No. It's not gold. No, a guy from America. David Chai, yeah. David Chai. Seriously. It's another, it's not David Chai Gold. No.
Yeah.
I said his kids, the whole house. I mean, how old is David Chai's kid?
Very low.
4, yeah, no. Check this out. If a person surgically goes into an animal and detaches its kidney while it's alive, could you eat this kidney? Right now, could you eat the kidney? No, what is that called? Every guy is b'chai misa for every nachai. Let's say you left the kidney in the body, in the cow, and then you shechted the cow. Could you eat the kidney? Silence. But it's detached. Huh? Shchita doesn't help for it. Once something is Ever min achai, it's Ever min achai forever. So if you detach a kidney inside a living animal, and then you shecht it, I got you guys, you see? I'm telling you, it's the gishmak stuff today. So I have a question for you. Now let's take the same exact thing and talk about the kishka. Mamash kishka. People used to make kishka from the real kishka. Now in Eretz Yisrael it's aser. If anybody wants, I found out a guy in Bays, 2 people, they sell it in black market. I'm not joking. Wherever they sell it. If anybody's interested, I don't know the number, but we can find out for you. They said they made it illegal. It's dangerous. It's whatever. I don't know. Something. It's too much something. I don't know that it's dirty. It's just not healthy or something. Fine. Rashi and Shabbos. Daf Kufman. I asked the Belzer. Yeah. Rashi Daf Kufman Beis in Shabbos. I didn't check it out. You guys check it out. He says it's muktzah. I was on the phone with Noam yesterday. We asked him what's the source because Noam said that the sound of the. So Noam was all frustrated because I said it's the voice, and he remembers as a thing. We called Rabbi Nachman the fencer. He told us in seconds. Shabbos daf Pezayin, Krisos daf Vav, and but it's a Rashi the reason why we couldn't find it because there's a Rashi in Shabbos and daf Pezayin. It tells us the daf. Over there Rashi says that the sound is good. Increases this. Noam almost fell off his chair. I have it every day. What? And Menachas. And we saw those. We knew the 2 because we looked that up before, so we knew 2 dapim, but we didn't know. We didn't see the. We knew he knew from somewhere it was a Rashi, not a Gemara. Rashi in Shabbos. So in seconds, and he says. So Noam tries to faher him, but who said it over there? I don't know. It could be it's Rabbi Yochanan. It's Rabbi Yochanan, but it could be like he doesn't need the. Yeah. Anyway, so. He tells me that Rashi in Shabbos Daf Kufman Bey says that it's muktzah. Kishka is muktzah. Which normal human being would eat kishka? It's muktzah. Fine. Muktzah machas mios. It's like garbage. I call upon him. Here, listen to this question. It's a gewaltige question. What if I detach the kishka inside the animal's body, and then I shecht it? Could I eat the kishka afterwards? Why is it different than a kidney? Same exact thing. So it would be usher. If I detach the kidney, the kishka, while the animal's alive, then it's Ever Min HaChai, and then I go ahead and I shech the animal, can't eat the kishka. What if I shecht, I cut the esophagus, I cut the trachea, I detach the kishka. So for that moment that I detach the kishka, the animal's alive, not halachically, but halachically for a goy. A goy cannot eat an animal until it's 100% dead. A Jew could eat an animal even if it's moving around, as long as you shechted it. Because a goy doesn't have shchita, a goy has nechira. He has halacha, kill it. However you want to get, but kill it, making sure it's dead, dead, dead. If it's moving like this, it's not dead. So listen to the kasha, beautiful shayla. Guy shechs, he severs the kana. I'll make it even easier. The way I learned it, I saw in the art school this morning, they didn't learn like me. Okay, I'm learning, you can go with the art scroll. I'm learning that you cut the esophagus, not the kana. They're learning they cut the kana, so Mamela detach the kidney. But let's say you detach the esophagus also. You cut the esophagus, which is the feeding tube, which is connected to the kishka. It goes directly into the intestines. So for that moment that you cut it, it's Ever Min HaChai for a guy, because the animal's not dead. It takes 20 seconds for the animal to die. So for 20 seconds it's alive with a detached kishka, and a guy's not allowed to eat Ever Min HaChai. Then it died, it's too late. You have a kishka that was Ever Min HaChai for 1 minute, it's Ever Min HaChai for the rest of its existence. So it comes out that a guy cannot eat kishka ever, if you shecht it.
20 years.
Thank you. So, Zog the Gemara. Let's see inside. Omer Rav Acha Yaakov said this is a massive bomb, which the Gemara disagrees with him. Shema min Rav Shimon ben Lakish. From this halacha that if you cut the trachea, you put it into a basket, it's as if it's outside of the body. Mizani Yisrael b'nei mayim. You can invite a Jew to eat kishka, and you chont. Comes out of Murdik halacha. You cannot have a guy eat your kishka. My taima Yisrael de b'shchita talyon milsa, a Jew that is dependent on shchita. Kividik shchita ma'al yisay yishterilu. Once he did a great shchita, even if the animal is still alive for the next 10 minutes, it's mutter right now. The Gemara even says a whole thing in a second, that you shecht an animal, and then you rip a piece of meat right out of its neck when it's still moving, and you eat it. It's as if you ate Ever Min HaChai, but it's not Ever Min HaChai. It's alive, but it's not alive, halachically. But a guy that only works with killing it, it doesn't depend on shchita, but it depends on the death of the animal. So Hanik Ever Min HaChai, this kishka is Ever Min HaChai. Check it out. We have a little bit of a video here. It's a little bit on the edge. It's one of these videos that I would have advised him not to do the ending, but it just gives an opportunity for people to vent and to send emails. Here we go.
For 20 years, I have rated the world's top restaurants. Nothing excites me anymore, until I heard about a certain Chullin cooking all night somewhere in Israel. His name? Zalman. I took the first flight. Found him at a small crumbling stand. One bite, and a whole world opened. The meat melted. The aroma drove me crazy. 5 stars without a second thought. And then I saw it. The kishke. I asked for a piece. Zalman looked at me. Not for you. You're a goy. For you, it's Ever Min HaChai. For 20 years, no one dare refuse me. I could not get it out of my head. There is only one way for a goy to taste
Bris Milah.
To stop being a goy. You did what any serious critic would do. I converted. Half a year for one bite. When I returned, Zalman looked at me and handed it to me. Finally.
Without any emotion. No smile, nothing.
A dish for a refined palate. Stoic turns out, then I will move.
on the edge over there. Okay. Two things. The bris, put a pacifier. There's a lot of nuances. Everybody knows the guy here in the show with the toothpick. He does you a favor that he sells you the chullin. No, nothing. You'd expect, I got a bris milah just to eat your chullin. Something, give me a shtick of smile now. Omar Papa, have you seen the kameder of Acha Bar Yaakov uboy the emelei? And he asked a simple question: is it possible that a Jew is allowed to eat a certain type of food, but a goy not? We have more kedusha than a goy. We have more isurim. We're above. How is it possible? Uboy the emelei. I wanted to say, where is this such a thing? And I didn't say anything to him. Why? He used logic. How am I going to fight logic with a question? However, at the end of the day, this kishka thing doesn't work. Why? It says, if a person desires to taste the taste of meat, of a live animal, why would he want to do it? Because the doctors told him it's really healthy. So what should he do? As he's shechting, now the neck is wide open, grab a piece real quick, the animal's still alive, it's still running around, rinse it off, salt it real quickly, and eat it. Oh, and now that you eat it, you tasted the taste of Eiver Menachai. Is that mutter for a guy or not? Rabbi says, is that mutter for a guy? According to Rav Acha, it's not okay. Why? Because the animal's still alive, so it's Eiver Menachai. But for a Jew, it's okay. Why? Because it's a shechita. And what does it say over here that it's okay for a guy? So since it says it's okay for a guy, so we have a contradiction to Rav Acha. You should wait until. Why should he wait? Stop! I forgot to point this out in the Hebrew shir. He has the point because it says Adam. There's an Indian to wait for the animal to die. But for a guy, it says that a guy is allowed to eat such a thing, that there's no problem with Eiver Menachai. So a guy should be able to eat kishka. If somebody wants to get healthy, he cuts out a piece of meat from the animal, from the area of the shechita, and he adds a lot of salt, and he rinses it off really, really well. It's very, very bloody over there. And he has to wait until the animal dies. So here's a shita that says that there's no such thing as Eiver Menachai as you're shechting the parts of v'chulu remain mutter to a guy. Okay, says the Mishnah, brand new. Yeah. Okay, we're going back to the famous halacha. Let me just make sure. Oh. The halacha of when a person wants or enables his fruit or food to become tameh, how does he do so? By pouring water on it, one of the 7 liquids, any one of the 7 liquids. One of the 7 liquids is blood. So, nachamal. In order for fruit or meat, any food, to become tameh, to be susceptible to tumah, you have to be machshir likabel tumah. We had that whole beautiful video, which we're not going to show, the chiyutan video. Then what? You have to pour water on it. Meat that you just shechted. Is it susceptible to tumah? L'chayra, yes, because the blood that comes out of the animal touches the animal, and that makes it. What if it doesn't bleed? What if the animal doesn't bleed? So I looked it up on ChatGPT. Is it possible for an animal not to bleed? So first of all, I would assume, it doesn't talk about, I would assume you're not checking the vridim, the jugulars. You're able to go around the jugular. But he says yes. If an animal, I couldn't believe it. I was sure he's going to say no. He says, yeah, if an animal had a heart attack right by the shechita, so the heart stopped working, so it's not pumping the blood out. Another thing is, what if the animal had a tremendous amount of blood loss right before the shechita? Had a hole in its leg, which doesn't make it a treifa, and it lost a ton of blood. It barely has any blood left. So again, it would be very, very low pressure. In a such a thing, it's not a treifa. In a situation, it's not a treifa. Bloodletting is not a treifa. You did bloodletting. You took out 50 gallons of blood. Who told you? It's not one of the treifas. It doesn't matter. Who said it can't live? The famous story with the Rambam, that the Rambam had only a little blood left and he lived from it. Okay, so says the Gemara, listen to the Mishnah. Blood did not come out. So the kosher. Your hands that Chachamim said are tamei could touch this meat because it's not susceptible to tumah, this meat. Why? Because it didn't have blood. There's no blood that made it mukshel l'kabel tumah. We have a video, chashav video. Here we go. Rabbi say, check this out. Put it on large screen. You don't need me.
I don't understand what's going on here. I did a perfect clean cut. And Gornish? Not a single drop of dam? Clogged arteries. A drop of Coke Zero will open her right up.
That's why I didn't show it last night. I was about to show it, and Benny's like, don't show it. You're going to show it to him first, okay? The voice. Halavai, we had your voice. It would be mamish perfect. A little whoever was on, it's an inside joke, but the man loves Diet Coke. So, but not, well, you don't like, you like zero, you like, which one? No, don't be such a tzaddik. Which one do you like?
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly.
Gravy is better than American.
Really? You're going to have to start shipping it. Every time I come to America, we'll bring one bottle. All right. Cheapskate, one bottle. Reb Shimon Omer.
Well, you can buy the Israeli in America. It's expired.
Ah, the expired one.
Better than.
Reb Shimon Omer. Huch shurul b'shchita. Says, if you think about it for a second, just the svar behind it, what does mukshel kabel tumah do? It finishes off a product. When you put the water on a fruit, it's finished. So he says, when you shecht it, you finish this animal. You don't need a liquid. The actual shechita creates the susceptibility to tumah. Says Gemara, time to let some dam.
You never need a liquid?
Reb Shimon says you never need a liquid for meat. For meat, only meat. Time to let some dam. It's because blood didn't come out, so it's not mukshel kabel tumah, so you can touch it with your dirty hands, with your tumah hands. Hayatzim dam. What if blood did come out of it? You're not allowed to touch it with your derabbanan tummy hands. Amai, why not? How much tumah do your hands have? Only a second level of tumah, which is very, very low. Look at it over here on this chart. Look at it. A sheni. What could a sheni do? A sheni could make truma, could do a shlishi to truma and to kachim. But the Mishnah is not talking about truma and kachim. The Mishnah is only talking about chulin. Chulin does not become tummy. I got to show you this video. It's very, very important. Take a look at this. Beautiful how they did it. Basar chulin. You have meat that's chulin that was touched by a dead rat, so it becomes a rishon, a 1. A 1 can make a 2 tummy. That's it. Could a 2 make a 3? No, because it's chulin. What could a 2 do? A 2 could walk off and touch truma, and the truma will come a shlishi. Could a shlishi of truma touch another truma thing and make it tameh? No, it stops there. But what could it do? It could walk away and touch kachim. The kachim, they have a Beis Hamikdash hat, and they can make kachim tameh. So that just gives us a basic idea from the top how it works. So says the Gemara, but this, he's a sheni. We saw all the way in the beginning of the video that a sheni, right over here, a basar chulin, it can't do anything. What could a 2 do? Nothing. A 2 is stuck. In this case, he can't do anything. He can't make another chulin tameh. Oh, right over here. Pause. Great. Doesn't work. Amai Yadayim Shni is saying your hands are sheni. V'en sheni yoyser shlishi b'chulin. It can't make a shlishi. Says Gemara, and now I'll prove it to you. We're going to go on a tangent here. Not going to get to the sugya. I'll prove to you that our Mishnah was talking about chulin. Easiest proofs. 4 proofs. How do I know our Mishnah is talking about chulin? In the Mishnah it says chaya, behema, chaya, v'oif. Could you bring a deer on the Beis Hamikdash? On the Mizbeach? No. So it must be talking about chulin. V'su another rayi, v'kachim ki liyatzim dam ksheira. What? If there's no blood in the Beis Hamikdash, it's kosher. Who asking the damun tzarich? What's the whole point of having a carbon? It's to sprinkle the blood on the Mizbeach. That's the number 1 reason. So you need blood. Blood doesn't even help in the Beis Hamikdash. Why? The blood in the Beis Hamikdash is not one of the 7 liquids. You should spill the blood like water. Only blood that spills like water. In the Beis Hamikdash, it doesn't spill like water. I catch it. I receive it in a vessel. It's not water. It's important. Another if there's no blood, it's not mushal kabel tumah. Why not? This kasher b'chibas hakodesh is something called the love of the Akash Baruch Hu loves kachim. So in that love, the chiba of kodesh, it should become tamei. And where did I come up with something like this? The kai milan. We already passed him. Chibas hakodesh b'chartam. I don't need blood, just the chiba itself. Says the Gemara, you're right. We're talking about Chullin, but what did he do with the Chullin? He purchased Meiser Sheni, and Meiser Sheni has tremendous Kedusha. It's like Truma almost. When your Sheni hands, touch Meiser Sheni, they become Tamei. But only according to one man, the Amar, would like Rebbe Meir. Rebbe Meir disagrees with that. Where do we see that he disagrees? That's Lama Gimel Lamed Beis. Anybody has hands that are Tamei, Midirabanan, meaning his hands are a Sheni, Mitamis HaKodesh, Upaisel Zatruma. I'm not going to be Myrach because we're very, very late here, but Tamei means that it stops right over there. So when a Sheni touches, Sheni touches Truma, it stops, it becomes Pasul. And when a Sheni touches Kodesh, it's Mitama. Mitama means that it could go on. It could continue making other things Tamei. So Mitama is a Kodesh. Your second hands make a Kodesh Shlishi. That means, what does that mean? That the Kodesh that's a Shlishi that touches another Kodesh, it becomes a Revi. But if it touches Truma, it stops right there, it becomes Tamei. But it says Mefurish, according to Remeir, Umatur b'chulin ube Meiser. Meiser Sheni, hands don't affect at all. They're Remeir. We're going according to Chachamim. The Chachamim oisrim Meiser. Chacham say, so he answers that our Mishnah is talking about Chullin, that he took the Chullin money and bought. What happened? He had a bunch of Meiser Sheni at home. He couldn't transfer it to Yerushalayim; it's too heavy. He transferred the kedusha of the fruit into money. Now the money becomes Kaddish. He went to the Beis Hamikdash, bought to Yerushalayim, bought Meiser Sheni food with it. He took the money, bought any food with it. So the food now becomes Kaddish, becomes Meiser Sheni. Now if I touch it, it becomes Tamei. We're doing terrible on time, but it's one of these sugis that we have to go slower. Turning to the Daf, Adar Global, Specialist in International Financial Services. Chaim Milrad, Linush Masimi Mirosi, Fradatel Bas, Yitzchak Galea Shalom. I don't know, are you guys enjoying it as much as me? I'm not enjoying it, even though this is the second time. It's Mamish Gishmak Sugis. Mask Rishim Barashi, Mimai, who told you? Dilmat can loy pli Rabbanan Leder Meir Elebachilas Meiser. Maybe when you eat the Meiser, it's a problem. You're not allowed to eat Meiser Sheni when you tummy. When you have second hands. Ava b'negia the Meiser. Over here now, we're talking about touching it. We're not talking about eating. And maybe they agree that touching is nothing. That if you touch Meiser Sheni with second hands that are second, the Sheni, it doesn't do anything. I'm going to give the Meiser V'achil L'chun like Pligi. V'ha, and by us, negia, we're talking about touching. How do I know we're talking about touching? They're eaten. It doesn't say you should eat it. It doesn't say oichlim b'yadayim yisuvav. It says ne'echolin. Meaning that even if your friend took it and put it into your mouth, and that wouldn't be a problem. I'll give you a mashal. A very good mashal would be hamoitzi. If I give you a roll to eat, do I have to wash my hands? No. But I'm touching bread. The eater has to wash his hands. Over here also, the guy gave his friend to eat whatever it is, this meat. He doesn't have to wash his hands. He has sheni hands. He doesn't have to wash his hands. That's what we're talking about here. Maybe Chacham agreed that he doesn't have to wash his hands. Only the person eating. But we're not talking about the person eating. We're talking about the person that's touching it. And the person that's touching it doesn't have to wash his hands. Mamish like today, bread. If you're feeding a very sick person who can't eat by himself, you put bread in his mouth. Who has to wash their hands? The patient, not the guy feeding. So maybe over here also, there's no problem touching it. Even his friend gave it, put it in his mouth. Comes Rav Papa and says, Nachama, what's the problem? all the way. Let's start again. The Mishnah says that if your hands are a second tumah, then you're allowed to touch, and you're allowed to touch meat that didn't have water on it, didn't have blood on it. But why? If it had blood on it, what's the problem? Your hands are only a second. It's only sheni l'tumah. Answers the Gemara now, because it's not a sheni. It's a rishon l'tumah. We're talking about hands that have the highest level of tumah possible for hands. A rishon. How? You put your hands into a house of a mitzvah. You stuck it through the window. So now they got a rishon tumah, maybe. And now, if the meat had blood on it, you're going to make a problem. You're going to make a boo-boo. You're going to make it a what? A sheni. It's going to go down one. Your question was your hands are only a sheni. A sheni doesn't affect regular chulin. And our whole Mishnah proves, 4 proofs. I'm just talking about chulin. You're right. A sheni can't do anything to chulin. But a rishon could. We're talking about hands that are a tchila. What's tchila? A rishon. Reb Shimon Elazar, he goes according to Reb Shimon Elazar. This only according to Reb Shimon Elazar. This is and you daim tchilas l'chulin, hands can never become a rishon. But Reb Shimon ben Elazar, Reb Meir, he says in the name of Reb Meir. Who's Reb Meir's Rebbe? Reb Akiva. He says in the name of Reb Meir, you daim tchilas l'chulin, shnis l'truma. Hands could become a rishon. And a second for truma, which makes no sense because truma is much more sensitive to chulin. So the Gemara right away asks, "Shnis l'chulin in l'truma lai?" No, hachika amar tchilas af l'chulin, shnis l'truma in l'chulin lai. No, it means of course for truma, but l'chulin is not a sheni, only a rishon. Umiyika yadayim tchilos. What's the case that a hand becomes a rishon? In the sanya, hichnas yadav lebeis hamenuga. If a person sticks his hands into a matzor's house, yadav tchilos, his hands become a rishon. Divrei Rebbe Akiva. Now we have a new man that says a hand could be a rishon. Not only Reb Shimon Elazar. The Chacham Omrim yadav shniyos. You stick your hand into a beis hamenuga, your hands become a second. If you stick your hands into a mitzvah house, your whole body does not become tamei. It's an interesting chiddush. Only your hands. Imagine, only part of your body becomes tamei. The question is, am I geyser the hands because of the body? They made his hands a rishon. I didn't invent a new category. I'm just going to say Rabbanon. What did I say?
That's the last word.
Right. Oh, Shavinu Rabbanon. He holds that what? That it's only a sheni. Hands at maximum could be a sheni. Okay. So Nachamo. Whereas we're saying an answer, our mission is talking about a guy who had rishon hands that touched the meat that had blood. If it had blood on it, it would become tamei. How do you have rishon hands? Because he stuck his hands into the Mitzvah's house. Says Gemara, Reb Akiva. It's much better. Why are you telling me it goes like Reb Shimon ben Elazar when I have a Reb Akiva here? Reb Akiva, now Reb Akiva happens to be Reb Meir's Rebbe. Reb Akiva is Reb Meir's Rebbe. Reb Meir is the one that we brought before. B'Shem Reb Meir. Where did Reb Meir get it from? From Reb Akiva. So just go to the source. Say that Reb Akiva holds that your hands can become a rishon. Maybe he only said his halacha by things that are very sensitive, like truma and kachim. I want somebody that says specifically about chulin that your hands become a rishon. Ask the Gemara a bomb question. What are you telling me? That according to Rebbe Akiva, maybe when it comes to chulin, your hands are not a rishon, your hands are only a sheni. Guess what? Rebbe Akiva holds that a sheni hand could mess up meat that became wet. The Hashamina later Rebbe Akiva, the Amar Sheni oisa shlishi b'chulin. He holds that a sheni makes a shlishi in chulin. This nan, boy bayoim darash Rebbe Akiva. That very day, what's the very day? The famous says Rashi, the day Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, Harei Aniki ben Shimshon, we say in the Seder, that day that he took over from Gamliel to become the Nasi. So they added 400 benches in the Beis HaMedrash. Can you imagine? 1,000 of new Bachrim come into the Beis HaMedrash to learn, and they're all asking all the questions they had their entire life. So that day, a lot of new chidushim happened, and one of the chidushim was this: that Rebbe Akiva had to get up and say, "V'kol kli cheres yitma." It says everything. Let me show you the video real quickly. This is perfect for now. This dead mouse is avatuma. Wow, we're super late. Unbelievable. Okay. A kli cheres, earthenware, only becomes tamei from the ear space. So the entire oven becomes a what? A rishon. The food inside the oven become a sheni. Could a sheni make a shlishi? Says Rebbe Kiva, yes. This bread, if it touches another bread, the bread will become a shlishi. We didn't know that before. That's only Shitas Rebbe Kiva. Okay. So we stop over there. Let's see it inside. Yitma. Tomei le'nemer eli yitma. It says, it doesn't become tummy. It has the power to give off tumah weiter. The tama acherim. The sheni has the power to make a shlishi. Limit al kikar sheni teaches us about a bread. Mamash, we just saw it on the video. A bread that's a sheni, shuois a shlishi. Bechulin. And here we finish off for today. So, and that's Rebbe Kiva. So just say it's a Rebbe Kiva. Dilma anami libetuma deraisa. Maybe it's referring to Tumah Deraisa, but the Rabbanon loy. Oh, we were talking about hands. Hands are only Tumah with the Rabbanon. So that the Rabbanon Tumah doesn't have the koyach and the power to make a shlishi, a sheni, a shlishi, by chulin. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.